Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange, and today we've got a quick review of a car. There you go. This is the Audi Q7 Quattro, and it's a 2018, and I actually have it as a rental because my R8 is in the shop, and if you want to know what's going on with it, basically there's something up with the navigation. I could be on a road and it tells me I'm totally off the road, and it's constantly trying to redirect me to get back on the road. I had that when I was doing the convoy across America, had it since I got back, took it to Audi, and they said yes, there's a problem. So right now they have to ship me a new navigation unit from Germany. So in the meanwhile, they gave me this Q7 as a rental, and I figured, you know what, I'd do a video, share with you guys, folks out there who don't have an Audi Q7. Maybe you're interested in one and you want to know, what do I think of it? It's my personal opinion. You obviously may feel a completely different way about it. So let's start from the outside, and I'll walk and talk you guys through it. So this is what it looks like there at the front. Let's spin around. I think that grille is a little bit too big and not as aggressive as I would like it to look. You know, I know even nowadays when you see like bumps or humps in the hood, that's really just for show. But I think they probably lost an opportunity here to make this look more aggressive in the front. So as we go around, let's see, the wheels are okay, you know, that's fine. From the back, from the side, it's all right as well. You know, I can't really complain too terribly much about it. But if you want to know my opinion of the exterior, the look of the car there, I honestly think that, you know, it's kind of typical. It's kind of prototypical. Really not that far off from a minivan. Maybe this is Audi's version of a minivan. I think that just from looking at it, that this car is kind of for a soccer mom. Maybe, you know, the doctor's wife or something like that. Got a lot of kids. You want to take them to school and go shopping and do all those kinds of things comfortably. It's totally fine for that. My personal taste is not aggressive or sexy or cool enough looking from the outside, and that's, you know, that's really the only argument I have with it. That being said, it's not ugly or terrible from the outside. It's just not super exciting. Okay, so of course you guys know that Audi, or if you don't know, they have this little button there. You can touch it and lock it. You put your hand underneath, you can unlock the door. So, and that's all the way around. This is a 7-seater. There you go. You can open up the back there, and you've got 2 seats back here, third row. So, I guess is that 7? Because it's really 3, so 5, yeah, 7. There you go. My math. It's early in the morning, so my math is not functioning completely great. So with these 2 seats up, there's a little bit of room in here that you can put a couple of bags of groceries. One of the cool things about it is these buttons here. You press them, and there you go. See, you can lower the seat, and I don't even have the engine on or anything like that. So there we go. We'll lower this one, and then obviously you have a ton more of space back here, just so you guys can see that. Okay, I did forget to mention back here, you do have very like minuscule amount of storage under here, actually, because you've got the sound system, the inflator, because a lot of these cars don't come with a spare tire anymore. So that's pretty much what's under here. That's taking up a lot of this space, so not really much to hide. You can hide a couple things, tuck away a couple things in there, but that's the storage that we have under that. This is like the privacy bar. If you had let's see if I can get this out of the way right now. You know what? Hold on here a second. Let me snap my fingers and put this up the way it's supposed to be. There you go. So that's how that would be, and you could obviously pull this back and lock it in there, and then you can have privacy. People don't have to see your shopping or whatever you have stored in the back of the car. That's pretty cool. That's I like that. And let me take you guys inside. You got the button here to close it down. I'll take you guys and show you what the rear seating looks like. Gotta unlock it from the front, and then open up the back. There we go. So this is the rear seating. We can do that behind the driver's test here in a second. If you want to know how you would get in, you basically flip that down, and then I think you gotta like push that, pull it up, and flip it over like that, and voila, that's your access to sit in the back seats. Listen, if you really had to get more people in here, you could do it. That's not super impossible or anything like that. And really, the question is, how long are you actually going to be doing that? So, you can release it, flip it back up like that, and there you go. Obviously, these are adjustable as well. So I think it's got a reasonable amount of room in here. Let's right now, that seat up front is set up for me. Let's see if I can sit behind myself. That is the big question. I like the fact that there's mud mats in here. You'll see when we go into the front, or after I get out of this, my my shoes are gonna bring some dirt, or you can see it over there on that side. Okay, so here you go. So let's see. This is my knees sitting behind me here, how this would be set up for me. And yeah, my knees are kind of touching this. There's an indentation in there for my knee. This one fits in there pretty good. You know, looking at the space back here, you can see that really and truly, you know, I could sit in here. You can have another person, and two people back there if you wanted to. This is not terrible. And so my sons, which are actually a little bit taller than me, one of them is already taller than me, and the other one is already at my height. So they've still got some growing. They can get in here, and you know what's a good question? I wonder if we can. I don't know if we can get these seats to go back anymore here, but you know, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I can live with that. And then you've got climate control and all that kind of different stuff back here. So that's a good thing. Heated seats. And you've got your 12-volt accessories there so that you could put things into it. So not bad. Also, sunshade. What? I don't even know how this works, to be honest with you. Oops. It definitely doesn't work like that. Let's see. I think you pick it up and snap it into there. Bam. Sunshade on that side. And on this, oh, I like the different colored accents. It doesn't just light up red. So just so you guys can see this, follow me up, and in there, put that on there. That's actually pretty cool. You know, there's lights, sound, and all that kind of stuff back here. The really awesome thing, if I pull that back a little bit, you guys will see, is this panoramic sunroof here. Amazing. I think, and I'm gonna go in the front to talk to you guys about this. Check it out. You've got like ventilation here on the side. That's pretty good. You know, I think you can also use this as kind of like an executive car when you're always taking around a whole bunch of people in the company. It's gonna work for that. So let's go in here. And like I said, see, that's pretty dirty. That's pretty dirty. I definitely have to knock my feet off. I'm used to that when I'm getting in and out of the car here. So here we go. The inside. Check it out. That's what it looks like here in the front. Very nice. I think that I'll just give you guys a quick spin around here. I think that the beautiful thing, the amazing thing about the Audi Q7, especially this 2018, I think 2019 should be coming out soon. Maybe it's gonna have some upgrades. The interior, look at this. That's amazing, right? Panoramic, excuse me, sunroof. We can probably even open this up here. Oh, we got to start it up. Let's show you the startup. So I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and hit start button there, and then that entertainment screen pops up. Of course, you've got the virtual cockpit here going as well. So that's I think a beautiful thing about Audi. You know, something I really enjoy with Audi is that I think that some of these Q7s may have heads-up display here. I'm not sure that this one necessarily has it. This doesn't have all the features, but you guys can get a look, kind of a look at what's going on there. Here's your, basically, you've got a lot of controls here, and they designed the shifter so that you can rest your hand on it. Very easy to use. This does go into Sportronic mode, and it does have flappy paddles. So see that? You can kind of drive it sporty. I'll try to do that on my way into the studio. And then this is your main control. So if you look at this, you can hit menu and it controls, you know, you can change things up there. And even Lola was asking me about this, so we'll go to navigation, and then we'll go up on this again. So you can actually start writing things in here. So let's see. Let's try to see. You can write H A N K. You got, you know, it's not too bad. Lola is not too super happy with it, but she's not used to it yet. I think with numbers and stuff like that, it runs into some issues. But that's pretty much, you've got controls there, and then you have controls here on the steering wheel, which makes it easy to do a lot of different things. You've got a nav control here, so that you could,
guidance is not active.
Yeah, so you can turn on where you can ask it to take you somewhere. You can answer your phone, and then even do voice commands through that. You can mute, which is what I did when I got in. You can mute with this, and there's also volume, and you can control other stuff on the menu with this. Even so, if you guys look here, I can control that menu. Go back to it right there. So you've got all of that stuff here. You've got dual climate controls, all of that. Very important button because it's in this vehicle. I'm not a huge super fan of it. Let me see if I can get that to focus in here. So right there, that is the auto start stop off. So you can take that. You can take that off if you wanted to. And let's see, what kind of room do we have in the glove box? It's pretty roomy glove box, you know. You've got places here for SD card, SIM, another SD card, and then if you look at the rest here, it actually splits. I'll kind of like that, so you can split the handrest, but it does open up as one, and you've got extra storage and stuff like that in here, as well as, you know, just coin and remote storage or whatever you want to here, cup holders, etc. there. And then the doors, if you can look on that side of the door, it's set up that you could put another cup in there. Same thing over here on this side. You've got a button for the hatchback as well. Up here, controls for your mirrors, etc. They're also heated, so if you flip it all the way, if you flip this down like that, you can heat your mirrors. And I believe you can set everything up here to side to fold in by the side. I don't have it. Like I said, this is a rental that I've had for about a week, and it's got an indicator of something, of another vehicle coming up here in your peripheral vision in the other lane before you switch lanes and all that. So that's what we've got going on out here. We're gonna take it here for a drive in a second. I just wanted to show you guys that. I'll say it again. I think that the most beautiful part of this Audi Q7, to me personally, is the interior. And if you're the kind of person that's looking to have that much room where you could drop down the two seats in the back, and even the middle row, you can drop that down as well. You've got tons of storage. You have the flexibility to carry a bunch of people. You want to be comfortable. You want to have all the creature comforts and all that kind of stuff. Then you're not going to do bad with the interior of it. And the exterior, as I said before, it's not horrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm just not a super fan of it, you know. I kind of like, pretty soon we're going to get the Audi Q8, which looks a little bit more aggressive. That's a sister car with the Urus, with the Lamborghini Urus. And so that looks more aggressive and all that kind of stuff. Kind of, if you look at it here from the side, it's not terrible. But me personally, I think it's a lot like a minivan. What can I say? So you know what? Here's what I'm going to do now before we wrap this up. Let's take this for a drive. You guys can drive in with me to my studio and we'll have further discussions. So when you go into reverse, etc., you get this really cool 3D look. So there you go, that's my backup camera, but I can also see like a bird's eye view. And if you get a look at that, I could see, so if I'm backing up here, my dog is behind me, I could see him. Let's see if we can, you could see him kind of, you know, off here. You really get a good idea of where you're at. See now as I come into the peripheral and he's there, I can see that he's right there in that corner, if you take a look at that. So I really like that, and it stays on even as you're driving, as long as you stay under a certain speed, so you can get a good look of what's going on around you here as we drive under that tree. There you go. I'm going up slowly here to, so you know, until you get up to a certain speed there, you can pretty much see what's going on with everything around you. So if you're pulling out of parking and stuff like that, I'll show you guys that again. So as I roll out here, I'll give you guys kind of a look. I'll roll in some other footage so you can get an idea of what I'm really seeing in here. But the visibility, etc., in, you know, inside of this Q7 is really, really pretty good. Especially with this open, you get a lot of light coming in here, and that helps. And I feel like I can see all the way around. This is a really good, well-shaped mirror in coordination with the rear view. I could fully see out of that rear view mirror. My side mirrors are also pretty good. Great visibility, which I think is incredibly important. The ride is very soft. Very soft, comfortable ride. Personally, I prefer a little bit more aggressive ride where I can actually feel the road and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I think that the person who's going to drive this every day and who's going to buy a vehicle like the Q7, they're going to want that. So I'm not going to fault Audi for that particular thing. I think that your Q7 owner is going to want that, along with being a great car for the family, doing the groceries, taking the kids to school and all that. I think this does make a pretty good rental car. If I was going somewhere with the entire family and we wanted something to rent, I think this would be a good car for that. Of course, it's a Quattro, as many of Audi's cars are these days, and that gives you a lot more stability, etc., when you're driving. So check this out. This is just a quick demonstration here. I came to the to my studio here to show you guys this how awesome this bird's eye view is. This is my first time really messing around with it, and I think it's pretty amazing. I could totally back into this spot here behind me with ease, as you can see, between the backup camera and the bird's eye. But to give it a really dramatic demonstration, what I'm going to show you guys is me backing into the warehouse part of the studio here. So using the bird's eye and backup camera, etc. Unfortunately, one of my neighbors here decided to take up my spot over here on the right, but that's fine. On the left, actually, would be for you guys. So here we go. We're gonna back right into this, and now you can actually see, and it's warning me. The radar there is warning me about that corner. So I could turn a little bit. It's warning me that that corner is there. But I can actually see, if you check that out, that's pretty cool. There you go. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit so you guys can see this better. So you can see exactly. Alright, so there we go. You can see exactly what I'm seeing here as we back in. Ever so gingerly into the warehouse, and that to me is amazing. Look at that. Check that out. That is awesome. It makes it so much easier. I can literally see in the space that I'm backing into. I could see if there's something behind me that I might hit. I mean, it really just ups the confidence level, I think, of what you're doing. So I can just really take this in here to wherever I want it to be. Let's see, I think we got some boxes coming up there, so I will park it right here. Hit park, go on the brake. I like that. That's a cool feature. That's something I hope to see in more cars. You know what? Let's shut this down and let's wrap up this video and let you guys know what my final thoughts are on the 2018 Audi Q7. Shut the engine down. Yeah. So I just want to say in closing, I think this is a good vehicle. Well worth the money for it. I think, you know, when you up-spec this thing, you can get pretty high up there, 70s or so, depending on what you want to get. I like the fact there is a rear wheel steering version of this. That's also another cool thing. I'm a nerd, so I like the cool techie things about it. I would like to see the heads-up display projected there on the screen. I don't think this one has that, but it has a lot of cool features. As I said before, I'm not a huge fan of the front here, the grille. You know, it looks a lot like a minivan from the outside, like a nice minivan, and I think it is a good vehicle for the purpose that it's built for: comfortable, luxurious, flexible, etc. I enjoyed it. Is it my kind of vehicle? No, I would personally prefer something a little bit more aggressive than this in terms of the way that it looks. See, I have to kind of look back, you know, I want to look back at my vehicle and go, damn, that thing, that's a sexy beast. This is cool, for sure, and it definitely fits and fulfills a purpose, and I can't knock that. I would probably go for something else personally myself. I would probably look for something that has a more aggressive look and also feel on the road. I can enjoy driving, but you know, I am like in my opinion, a car guy. I enjoy the fun and the sport of driving and all that kind of stuff, as well as just getting from point A to point B. But this, however, is a very nice luxury vehicle. Probably I would more rather have the Q8 that's coming out. And if money was absolutely no object, I'd probably get a Urus, you know, from Lamborghini, sister company, under the same umbrella and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so there you go. There's my look at it. Big thing I would have to say that I don't like on this and a lot of vehicles coming up nowadays is that auto start-stop. I'm not really a fan of it. I don't really like those. I know there's people who don't mind. You can press a button, you can turn it off, but it's not permanent. And when you get out and get back in, you'll have to press that button again, and it always throws you off a little bit every time it shuts off. And if you're sitting in traffic or something like that for an extended time, it's gonna shut pretty much all the way down in my experience. So there you go. Audi Q7 Quattro 2018. I'm Hank Strange. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I hope we brought you some useful information. See you next time. We're out of here. Peace.